With the new Pedro being Mr. Fantastic and us getting Norrin Rad, aka Silver Surfer's wife, instead of Norrin Rad in the new upcoming Fantastic Four, y'all, I'm worried about X-Men. I'm really worried about X-Men. Like, sincerely, I'm old enough to remember when X-Men was hot on them streets, when X-Men was better than the Avengers. For those of y'all who didn't know, before the acquisition of Marvel by Disney, which was, a fail on Marvel when they went bankrupt in the mid-late 90s, and they had to sell all of their properties to Hulk, to Interscope, and Spider-Man to Sony, which it doesn't seem wherever Disney's gonna buy Spider-Man. Sony ain't letting go of Spider-Man. And then when Disney ended up getting bought, finally, Disney ended up buying a lot of the other Marvel entities, and X-Men and Fantastic Four got slurped up by Fox, which in my humble opinion, not so humble, very brash, they damn near killed X-Men and they killed Fantastic Four. We haven't had a solid Fantastic Four movie, and it doesn't look like this one is going to fare. How do you know, Geek? Q, what do you mean? Well, I'm not a fan of the casting. I ain't got nothing against my guy Pedro. I actually like Pedro as an actor, but I wasn't big on him as Joel either, to be real with you, and I'm definitely not ecstatic or excited to see his rendition of Reed Richards. It just don't fit for me. It just don't fit for me. A lot of the MCU stuff that they're talking about, I was denying it. But you know what? A lot of stuff is starting to kind of gear that way. So I say all that to say X-Men 97 is exactly what we needed. If you guys have not already been watching X-Men 97, whether you watched it in 92 till 97 like I did, or if you just picking it up because everybody and their grandmama talking about it, it's worth the $9.99 with the Hulu package, with the commercials. This is not a Hulu Disney Plus plug. Disney, Hulu, if you want to sponsor, brother, call me. One thing that I have been really fascinated by is how fast the X-Men 97 has been moving, and even more so, I've been so fascinated and excited about is some of the storylines that were canonical inside of the original comics that they're playing off of. Even though some of the things that happens with some of the characters like Storm and how she got her mohawk, and will we ever see Storm and Cyclops battle for the team? I'm not sure yet, but a lot of other things that we've seen with some of the cameos of characters, from the Goblin Queen to Jubilee, and hints and signs and and wonders of what we might get when it comes to Generation X, X-Force, and other X titles. It's not comic verbatim, but damn it, it's really good. Also, just in case you guys haven't seen, because I got spoiled for X-Men 97 and Invincible, by the way, because I decided I wanted to binge watch them. But when you work online, well, let's just say sometimes it's hard not to get spoiled. It's hard not to get spoiled. I've always knew that Magneto and Rogue hooked up, and for those of y'all who watched the old episodes, you've seen some of their chemistry up in the Savage Land. And also, if you read the comics, I can't remember exactly which one, where Magneto basically took Rogue's virginity and laced his body in a thin magnetic condom. That's what I like to call it. It was just like a coat of magnetism. On the cartoon here, well, he can touch her. And Rogue seems like she's enjoying being touched. I do feel kind of bad for my G Gambit. Although Gambit ain't never had no problems with the ladies. The problem Remy had was he couldn't get the lady he really wanted, which unfortunately makes him kind of like 95% Most of us dudes, except we don't have kinetic energy. But just like with any great entity or anything that's hot on them streets, it does not come without some kind of form of controversy. A few weeks before the actual X-Men 97, which is about a month ago at this point, Bo DeMayo was fired. The brother got let go. He wrote the first 1 and 2 seasons of X-Men 97, and, well, he gone now. He had already did some work on Blade, the MCU reboot, and Moon Knight, and had some other plans to be doing some other things with Marvel entities as well. And it's sad to see the brother go, because if you guys have watched, or I'm suggesting that you do watch X-Men 97 and see the melting pot in how characters and scenarios and things got put together, probably should have kept the man there. Word on the web is we might not see his vision of season 2 because of the fact that, you know, they don't want to get sued, because it's a mess of things that goes on with that. I don't know the full legal ramifications, so I'm not about to sit here and try to lure y'all up. But what I will say is, from what I've heard and digested, is that it's possible that we might not see the original vision of what he had for season 2. However, there is going to be scheduled for up to 3 seasons with X-Men 97. And again, like I mentioned earlier, X-Men 97 has already started the footwork, the legwork, if you will, for an X-Force and a Generation X. Hopefully, with the success of X-Men 97, we can actually get a new and improved X-Men. One where Hugh Jackman is not Wolverine anymore. Hugh, bro, you my guy, you know, but I think it's time for you to go. Mainly because you're 6'2". Wolverine's 5'3", 300 pounds with the adamantium. And Wolverine's character, his height, is part of his character. Not that Hugh did a bad job, but Wolverine wasn't supposed to be an Australian heartthrob. He was supposed to be a little gruff, 5'3", 200 pound maniac. But that's all I got for you guys today, interweb. Let me know in the comment section below, have you been watching X-Men 97? Are you excited about X-Men 97? Will you be watching X-Men 97? Don't do like I did and get spoiled. See, I waited for y'all a whole month to say anything, so don't at me. I waited to talk about Rogue and Magneto. I didn't have to find out. You know, I'm in a few groups and people just put pictures, talk about stuff. And I'm like, well, damn, one of the homies almost lightweight spoiled Final Fantasy Rebirth for me. I'm 100 hours in. How you gonna spoil it for me? Why you gonna make it do that again? Somebody spoiled Eric's death for me in 1997. And Gurren Lagann was spoiled for me. I did that myself. Plus, you know, one of the major One Piece spoilers. But anyway, interweb, that's all I have for y'all today. If you did like this video, do me a favor, hit that like button. I make geekly content here on the channel all the time. And if you do like that content, make sure you subscribe. And as always, interweb, remember to eat, geek, sleep, repeat. I'll holler at you on the next one. Peace.